Well, hey guys, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at a Broadway Limited Pennsylvania Railroad GG1 electric locomotive. Now, unfortunately, I'm tearing down my layout, getting ready for a move. So this review will be different than others, a lot more concise, but we'll still take a look at all we can. So let's get started on the review of the Broadway Limited Paragon 3 GG1, starting right now. I'm going to tell you, moving is crazy, but this is a little different. A different box than usual for Broadway Limited. So, different packaging. I guess we have right around the corner in 2020. Let's take a look here. Looks like I have to give this a good push. Nice tight fit. Wow, different. Oh, get that. We'll get that here. Alright, manual's the same. 27 pages, nice gloss. Goes over functions, CVs, etc. Exploded parts diagram. GG1 default function key settings. It has a list that goes all the way to 28, so Broadway Limited is always packed out with functions on their decoder. And it looks like some grab irons or something here separately from the locomotive. Slide the locomotive out. Looks like best way is just to let it gravity help you. Got these little plastic receptacles on the end to keep it from moving. And that styrofoam takes me back to when I had a train set when I was a kid. And all of that. But anyway, there it is. We'll take a closer look now. Alright, so GG1s were electric locomotives. They had these big wheels there and somewhat articulated. That's why these wheels can move around so much. Navigate curves pretty well. On this, you'll have an LED headlight from Broadway Limited. Some end detail, including airline hoses with silver tipped in metal couplers. The Pennsylvania Railroad keystone, as they call it, at the end there. 5 stripes there on the side. This is number 4813. And right on the end, you see this big contraption. It's a pantograph. Just a little bit of wiggle, and it releases up. So it does not conduct electricity, but you can put them in place here, and they have a nice spring system, very nicely detailed, and you can also see the horn on that end as well. Go ahead and press that back down for now. And you just have to give it even pressure in the center, and it's back down in place. Now, interesting thing about the GG1s is they're basically just a mirrored locomotive, so everything going on one end is going on the other, with the exception of a little bit of variance on the roof. But that's so that the locomotive could go in either direction. Its crew could switch sides, easily switch directions, and still have their same line of sight. So on this end, more of the same, pretty easy. It's like looking in a mirror pretty much, like I said, without the roof detail. You do have lights here on the end as well. I'm not sure if those are operating. We'll check that out later. But 4813 and everything is good, clear print. And they've even got finely detailed windshield wipers on the windshield. Since this is a review, we'll check the pantograph on this end. And it's working as well. And it goes back. You can see some of the roof detail, which I'll try to show you a little better. You got the Pennsylvania Railroad keystone on the side too, by the way. But that roof detail, you can see hatches there. And nicely detailed molded in area there. So, on crew, Broadway Limited did put crew on one side of the locomotive, on one end of the locomotive, as you can see the crew figure right there. So there is a crew figure and interior, which I'm just taking a closer look at here. A little hard to see, but that crew figure is in place. Not sure about the interior details, as it's hard to see, but there's a little protective plating on the window to prevent window shatter, and there's a look at the bottom, including kind of the articulation curve area. This thing is very heavy. We will weigh it later. I'll try to do pull test on this, but my layout had a short from tearing it down, so I wasn't able to use the layout for this review like I mentioned earlier. So the pull tests have been kind of out of whack from what I've seen before, but Broadway always pulls really well, so hopefully we'll be fine there. You can get Broadway locomotives to move one of two ways. Either just move it and the sounds will start up, or hit F9, extended startup. So here's the extended startup. Here are some of the functions. Just want to show you all of them because I never get to go through all of them, or the review would last forever. But there's the functions listed on this function key settings, which is kind of nice because it's another quick way to refer to these functions without getting in the manual too deeply. F0 is headlight. As you can see there, it's a nice flat white LED, not blue or unprototypical looking. One is diesel bell. Really nice volume on this. 2 is horn. 3 is coupler slack. It's when moving, so there you have it. The 4 compressor, electric arc sounds when moving. F5's ramp traction motors up, F6 ramp them down, F7's pantograph up and down. That one real quick. F10's cooling fans. F11's airfill and air release. F13's grade crossing. We'll do that real quick. Passenger freight announcements, maintenance related chatter, radio chatter, you name it. There's also industrial background sounds, lumber background sounds, all the things that are kind of rare or Broadway limited specific. You don't see that on a lot of different models. Speaking of that, speaking of Broadway limited specific, you have a macro recorder where you can hit F27 and record a sequence and then F26 to play it. So that's pretty cool as well. I'm going to go ahead and move directly into slow speed steps here. There's 1. And I hear the electrical motor spin up. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go in reverse here. We don't have much area to move with this test track. But 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Everything seems to be running very smoothly. Really nice motor control and sound on this. Check the pull test here. I don't know how well this easy track's going to do, or if it's going to slip a lot because this track's old. And I think we're getting some slipping here because it's 45 cars, maybe 50 cars is what this is showing. 52 cars. I think I can do better than that, but these things ran in passenger service, I think, so you're good to go there. Let's go directly to weight, which is right here. I noticed some not so great pull tests on this track, so I think I'm going to abstain from doing that, so don't take that pull test too seriously if you're concerned about that number here. For weight, this thing's huge, 1.7 pounds, so that's 1 pound almost, or just over 11 ounces, 27.1 ounces total, 770 grams, 0.770 kilograms. So very beastly electric locomotive with plenty of pulling power for whatever you need. Well, that's going to do it for this review. I'll leave you with a run-by of this locomotive right now. Really solid locomotive, good sounds, very heavy. Should be good pulling power and smooth drive. So we'll see you next time right here on my channel. Take care.